My microphone's not even turned on. I was just going to say hello, those of you who joined early. I appreciate those of you who hop on as soon as you've seen that Jake Clips is live. I always appreciate that. So welcome. There's a couple things that I want to talk to you guys about today. One of the biggest goals for myself, though, is going to be to recruit everyone into the Xbox Guild that is interested in partaking in some of the social events and challenges and things that we're going to be doing, including this little maze here. Which way do you go? We'll have to figure that out. Different challenges that we're going to be interested in running. Also, as far as like other things that we're going to be doing. My cat is now joining us too because she hears I'm talking. You can just see that she's bumping the mic arm. What are you doing? Oh my goodness, don't walk on the keyboard. What? Thanks for the follow, Arcanic Death. Thanks for the follow on Twitch. I move my keyboard up. My plan to always keep her from stepping on the keyboard is to like flip the keyboard up vertically and like balance it on the monitor. That way she can't step on the keys, because she has a terrible tendency in PvE fights or PvP fights to just stand on the keys, and then your game will start, bugging out in that because it's connected to the Xbox. What's your guild name? Says Dave, and it is the Brick Squad. I can send out invites. I plan to whip out the Discord and start inviting people here so that we can make sure that we get everyone inside. Thank you for the follow, Many Coins. I hope I remember to log in on my Mac so I don't have to use my phone, but we're gonna see. And I did not, so I rip. Well, anywho, I'll start inviting people into that because I want to try to foster much more interesting community events. Unfortunately, I can't promise those on all platforms because I primarily play on Xbox, but I can still try to make it as interesting as possible to watch, because I'll give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek. I mean, this is this big boy maze up in here. Look at this bad mamma jamma. You got a maze, you got obstacle courses, parkour courses. So excited for you guys to be able to experience this, but I'm not going to give you guys any sort of hints. I'd be down to join. See, that's what we're looking for, is people who are interested in joining. So what I'm going to be doing, though, is kind of throughout today / tomorrow, is I want to have a few select people test it. Probably my friends are going to test it, not because I don't want you guys to test it, but I need a general idea of how long it takes from start to finish for the average person to kind of go in and finish it. Because when I do it for you guys, there's going to be a reward. I'm not going to, not going to give them the same type of reward for testing it out, because it's be much more laid back. When we actually do it, it'll be a competition. Everyone will come in, start at the same time. Spectators will be able to go up top and watch, and then everyone will be able to then run it. It is the Brick Squad. Looks cool, believe it or not. I got that place to make like a maze with traps. What a coincidence! See, it's probably the perfect house to do so, honestly. So that will be, and if you guys want me to invite you now, I'm going to try to get out my Discord here real quick so I can start inviting the people who posted in the Discord. But on YouTube, the Discord link is actually in the description. So if you guys are interested, you can definitely jump in there. But also, because you guys are here, what do you think would be a cooler prize? Do you guys think crowns is cooler? Do you think that gold is cooler? Do you think that like cash is cooler? I don't know if I would be. I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to give cash out as a reward because I do it for the giveaway. So I imagine if I had a cash prize, I would still be able to do that. But those are just kind of what I'm juggling right now. I don't know if you guys have any specific thoughts as to like what type of reward would be the best. Even if you can't participate, unfortunately, because you're on a different console. What if somebody was like, hey, I'm offering this prize, what prize would kind of interest you the most, if that makes any type of sense? Because I don't know, like, truthfully, like, gold's pretty cool, but so's crowns. That's a very good point, Dave. Personally, I think crowns, not everyone can afford to buy them, but they can grind gold. If that's the general sentiment, then I think that, like, some crowns could be good, especially to get like the merchant and the banker here. Have you carry us through a day of dungeons? I'd rather pay in money. I'd rather just give you my credit card. Any good Xbox trading guilds? 100%. I would encourage you guys, if you're into trading, Tamriels Depot, Breaking the Wheel, Vixen's Valor, Ashes the Red Mountain, all very good trading guilds to jump into. And I am going to start sending out these invites. I do not know where I left off. Let me see if I can find that. So I invited Flatus Vacuum. That was the last one. Vixen's Vendetta is a good one and it's free. Yeah, so I always encourage people to join free ones also in their free time, because I think that honestly it's just good to be able to list things up all the time, even if you're not making like tons of sales. It also helps clean up your inventory space, like realistically, because who wants to be constantly full of inventory space, you know what I mean? I actually invited Dave. And it's busy doing social requests. That's the thing that I hate the most about trying to invite multiple people at the same time. The game is like, oh my god, you're inviting so many people at once. Ah, stop. That's what I hate the most. So we'll wait and we'll try again. But so what do you guys think? Do we think general consensus crowns are the best prize to give away? Is that what everyone's kind of thinking? Because I personally, I mean, I'm good with whatever. It's gonna kind of come down to what you guys thinks. Have a good one, Jake Clips ESO, and good job with your clips. Thank you. I do my best with the clips that I can. Give it another second. I don't know what the actual cooldown for this is. Some of you guys have some interesting names here. But you can also put it in chat also if you're interested in joining. We're going to be trying to do more events also, including things like trivia events and other such things. Just because I think that it's cool to be doing it. If you're watching this, Hoagie, by the way, because you just put your thing in, you got to leave one of your guilds first because you're in 5. So that will be the event. I want to have a couple people test out the actual arena itself, or whatever you would refer to it as the game area, just to see how long it takes them. That way I know when we stream it, you know, kind of how long I think it's going to take for one of you guys to do it. Did you notice that one of your videos is on ESO's community articles? I actually did. I'd like jokingly responded to it. And I was like gonna say something along the lines of like, oh, you know, you should put, you know, one of Jake's videos in there. And then I was like, oh, they did. Well, this is awkward. So it was actually really nice that they did that, because I didn't think that they would, truthfully. Not that ZeniMax doesn't like me, it's just, you know, you never know what to expect with them. I've been trying to get on the stream team for a while. I meet the requirements, so I thought that until I met that threshold, you know, I wasn't gonna, you know, hit these other thresholds, unfortunately. But that is going to be that piece of it. That's going to be kind of probably next weekend. I might start doing more events throughout the weekdays too, because I feel like I try to diversify when I do specific things, because, you know, everyone that watches me is from different time zones. Specifically, I think like 30% of you are Americans, and then the rest of you are just, you know, all over the rest of the place. Australia, England, Austria, Germany, France, Africa, Canada, Mexico. There's no right. Once we go past America, it's just like the rest of the world. There's a large party to watch from Jamaica, and I always feel guilty because I'm like, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, everyone that wants to watch things like live or participate in events, you know, can do so. So I'm going to try to diversify when we do like different types of events and whatnot. I was gonna head back over to Mournhold here and try to clear out some of my inventory because I still need to put some furnishings down in the actual obstacle course, and I'll give a shout out to the people that helped me, well actually that really did 99% of the work when we do the actual event, but they're gonna help also test it in the meantime and see if we need to put anything else down. I need to go clear out my inventory because my inventory is getting like crazily full to an unhealthy degree at this point. I am very pleased though with Streamlabs. It actually seems like the chat function is actually posting both Twitch and YouTube chat pretty consistently. Thank you for the Twitch follow, Crazier Lion 8. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, I still have this from the yesterday's video where I made just like a low-level piece of gear. Need to get rid of that. I also need to start clearing out through some of this. My bank is full. Like, I'm at the point where I'm just gonna like list these up together. Like, these are probably worth like 6,000 each. So I'm like, just come grab two, you know, for 8,000. I just need these things gone. My inventory is, all my boxes in my house is full. Excuse me, my bank is full. My character is pretty much full. It's like, it's getting scary out here. Here, I'm just gonna like list this up for 100, and you can get your Jamora daggers. I gotta start pulling stuff out of my my mail here. I'm gonna delete these. I actually was gonna make a video on these, like the actual messages that you get, because I always feel like these are like really interesting and funny, and nobody reads these. Like, for example, this is the raw provisioning one. And it says, I'll read it to you for those of you who are not looking at the screen. The caravan met another group of traveling circus performers, but these were not criminals. They were actually somewhat entertaining, but Ziki quickly became bored and his mind wandered. Soon he found himself obsessed with an odd thought. What do circus performers run off to join? Like, I think that this stuff is like really interesting and funny, and like I don't think anyone really reads them. Although if you are watching this right now and you do read these, you know, good for you, because they put a lot of thought into these, and I really do enjoy these little messages that they post here, because I think they're funny, and I think they put a lot of work into them too. We need to sell more storage chests like the 101. Yes, they definitely need more of those little ones that you could put in your house. Hi Jake, how's it going, Fritzies? And for example, too, like this one, from the bottom of my heart, I truly wish to thank you for all that you've allowed me to do. Through your patience and patronage, I was able to learn a great deal about other cultures and other philosophies, but mostly about myself. I may not have all the answers yet, but I'm excited for what is to come. Nervous, perhaps, but ready and willing. I read them. Good for you, because these are really good. The ones from Granny Gravis are funny when you find out she's randomly kidnapping and enslaving Khajiit. I don't think I've seen that one. Urbeck have a long road ahead, but have good company. Farrak came looking for Urbeck and decided to help with new venture. We must not forget our first patron when woodsmithing take off. Anytime you think we need words smashed, Urbeck take care of you. Wish us luck. That was written very weird. Discerning customer. This one speaks for all of us in the Granny Gorvis family when she says thank you for choosing us for your supplies needs, and we hope you'll renew your business with us again. Please accept this cookie as a token of Granny's appreciation. Fulfillment by Blackfoot. So I guess she does the raw clother one. I need to clear these, and they start listing these back again. I didn't even take these ones. And thank you for the follow, by the way, R.I. Tenya. Oh, these ones sold. I'll start clearing out my mail like a dummy. so start listing these back up again. No problem. How's it going, Jake? It's going pretty good. So today is going to be a bit of a slow day because we're just kind of invite people who are interested in joining into the thingamabob. Words are hard here. Oh, into the obstacle course / little event that we're going to be running. So it's gonna kind of be a day of just kind of grabbing people in and getting that ready. Also, really trying to clear out my inventory because it's become a lawless wasteland of useless items that need to be sold at whatever value. Like, this stuff just needs to go, and even if it's not at a profit. And I probably am gonna have to like go slap down a bunch of these furnishing items at my other house. Are you doing the obstacle course today? So what's gonna happen today is I'm gonna have some of my friends / some of you who aren't interested in doing the main event kind of participate in it on the side, because what we're gonna be doing is timing how long it takes. Because, for example, I don't know if it's gonna take like 30 minutes, 2 hours, 4 hours. Like, that's something I'm trying to gauge. That way, when I do stream it, I need to know kind of like what kind of time frames to expect. And then once I have kind of that time frame, that's when I'll invite kind of everyone to then kind of run it competitively to see, you know, what's the expected time to do it. And that's when everyone will be doing it. We were also talking about like tentative prizes and stuff also earlier. So that'll be something that we also keep in mind here too. There we go. We cleaned out the mail. Now we just need to go clean out the bank space. Oh, nice. More than I thought it was gonna. You mean the prizes and whatnot, or what did you think it was more than it was gonna be? I think this one's pretty empty. This used to be my main house, but since fallen into disarray, I don't really use it anymore. The other thing I'm also going to be doing here soon is setting up the second YouTube channel. Oh, no, it's definitely not short. Anytime you have something that requires a maze, jumping puzzles, and whatnot, I think it will probably take about an hour to 2 hours for somebody to complete it. I think it will depend, too, on people's ability to memorize the maze at the beginning, and then be good at jumping, you know? But what's nice is, like, if you play on, like, Xbox EU, like, you can just make like a level 3 character and still like come over and participate. So I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, we're gonna try to clear out all this stuff. Drops, yes. So the drops should be enabled on Twitch, I believe. Unless I am absolutely clickbaiting you and lying, which would not be uncommon, because I have a vague memory as to when ZeniMax is doing the drops / not doing the drops. We were also talking about tentative prizes, and it kind of the consensus was to just do like a crown prize for first place. So we'll probably do a crown prize for whomever wins when we do the actual race itself. Hello, William. How's it going? The other thing too is that I was thinking that I probably will do today at some point, like whenever I stop to like eat lunch, is I'm gonna start to get set up for the second YouTube channel. And yeah, if you want to go override to the Twitch channel, you can. It should be going on. If not, I apologize for lying. I'm pretty sure that they're doing Twitch drops right now, but I could also be wrong, and if so, I apologize. But so the stuff that I wanted to do on the second channel was just like stuff that's like kind of like YouTube and stuff related, like that I think would be interesting because I get asked it a lot, and it's not really like directly related to like YouTube content. So like, for example, one of the questions is like, how much money did you make in your first monetized month on YouTube? And I think like stuff like that's kind of cool to talk about, or like how much do ad sponsors like offer you, and you know, like how much, like, you know, like how much money do you make per thousand? So I think that those are interesting questions to answer, but again, like obviously that's not like questions that like not everyone's going to be interested in. So I think a separate YouTube channel would be kind of cool. Also, I could finally talk about the story about how I got a cat, and all the demonetized things that happened leading up to it. Because for those of you who don't know, I work for Child Protective Services, and the story about how I got a cat was it's pretty wild. And I worry about talking about certain types of things, especially in videos now that they're like cracking down on like you talking about certain things, because I mean it starts with an attempted murder. So the story itself is just absolutely wild. But I am also doing well, William. Glad you're doing well also. So I'll probably just like use that as like a general YouTube account. Just finished the enchanting achievement this morning. Good job. That's a good one to get. I don't think of these count towards your furnishings. I don't know why I'm like placing those like a silly goose. I also don't know why I'm like bending them, but in my mind it makes sense to do it this way. Thanks for the follow, Drinky911. But I think that's still like, that's be interesting. Is there anything interesting that you guys would be curious about? Like, you know, like how much do like channel sponsors pay? Like, you know, what's it like to get, you know, brands that reach out to you? Are you guys interested in like which ones I accept versus which ones I reject, you know, or like what I look for? Is that stuff that's interesting? I mean, truthfully, I don't know. Because I need your guys' opinion on stuff like that. And this would obviously be separate. Wouldn't put this on the main YouTube channel because it's, you know, the separate type of content. But I think it's interesting in that, like, I've always wondered this, you know, when I watch I watch like obviously a lot of ESO and other types of content, and I've always wondered, like, you know, what do you get offered to do? What kind of stuff, what stipulations do they usually have inside those types of contracts? Or, you know, like what, you know, how much was your first monetized month? Which was your first monetized month? So I think it'd be kind of interesting, but, you know, kind of related, kind of not, you know. Especially what I don't accept. If you are interested in what I don't accept, I I don't like things that basically force me to never talk about the product in a negative light ever. So for example, say a YouTube sponsor is like, hey, play our game, blah 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 blah. It's about balloon tower defense. I'm making this up. I've not been reached out specifically about balloon tower defense. So they may put in the contract like all this stuff that's like ad length, when you put it in, how many revisions of an ad they get, how much they'll pay me, blah blah blah. But then a lot of times, or maybe not a lot, about half the time, they'll have a little clause that says like, I can never talk poorly about their company ever. And the reason I don't like that is even if the product is like a mobile game, right? Like, I don't know if you guys had seen like what happened with established titles, or it basically turned out the whole thing was a scam. And even though it's really hard to scam you with like a mobile game because it either exists or it doesn't, and like if I am doing a mobile game, like I download the mobile game, like it's just risky because like what if they turn out to be a bunch of dummies, you know, in like a year or two? And it's like, it's about their company too. So like in theory, they could have more than just that mobile game. They could have like a mobile game and merchandise and all sorts of other stuff too. So basically I can never talk bad about them ever. Even though like I'm not someone who ever is going to really go out and trash a certain company, because that's not really my prerogative in the world. Doesn't clauses like that always just make me worried, you know what I mean? Like, you're basically locked into basically, you know, shagging these guys off, you know, for the next like 10 years. And like, you should always be free to express how you feel, because say for example, in a year or two, like I want to be able to say like, holy shit, you know, I made a mistake, you know, I took, you know, X amount of money from this company, and, you know, the game's broken now, or, you know, it went away, you know, so, or this product, because sometimes people offer me products, you know, so, you know, this product turned out to be, you know, whatever, you know, I don't want to be in a weird situation where I feel like I have to defend something that's kind of sucks. What's going on in ESO today? We're currently just trying to fix our inventory so that we can have a little bit of wiggle room. So we're just clearing that out. But we're also talking about like sponsorships and which ones I reject and whatnot. I always appreciate the rare motive videos. Of course, I'm glad you like those, Jack. You forgot the D in there. How's it going, Toombs? Also hope you're doing well. I feel like I'm always so far behind now. Oh, well, I took a 2-year break. I'm desperately trying to fill in the gap or get a grasp of the market. Honestly, you don't really have to worry about catching up. I'll tell you a secret. The time that I participated in the end game like PvE content the most, I was broke. A lot of people who participate in a lot of things are not like overtly rich. Now, there's certainly quite a few people who are. I don't think you have to worry about gold though. You know what I mean? Like, you don't feel like you have to stress about constantly, you know, catching up and having gold and whatnot. Because when I was doing like the most amount of trials and running them every day, like that's actually when I was the brokest, you know, because I was constantly running trials. And you don't get, I mean, you get some things you can sell from a trial, like some trials give you lots of provisioning and motifs and whatnot, but as far as everything else, you don't really get a whole lot. You should only back products you truly use. Agreed. That's kind of in the situation that I'm in, where like if it's a mobile game and I find the mobile game fun, like yeah, you know, I would do it. But it's even if I, because there's a situation where like somebody offered me a mobile game, but they had one of those terms in it that was like, hey, you can never talk poorly about us ever. And I was like, well, I mean, your game is cool, but I don't think I can agree to something like that. Just because then you're tied to a contract. Unless you're deep into furnishing, you can get through ESO without worrying about gold. True. Hey Jakey boy, sup man? How about a mask farm video? How to tell about what mask or what shoulders dropping from what dungeon? So I actually do have a mask video. I actually did it with Paradox ESO. He did the video on my channel. I can see if I can find the name for you. And I also now realize that my freaking thumbnail that I made for this YouTube video is not popping up. It's just this generic, it puts your banner, I believe, or no, what? So it has, does it have it? That's weird. Okay, my brain is not functioning. Anywho, let me see if I can find you that video. So if you look up ESO how to make millions of gold farming monster masks, I talk about that video. But I can always obviously talk to you about it whenever. So right now I do not believe there is one, which is a bit weird. But usually what you'll see is like an arms pack, and that arms pack is tied to a dungeon, and then that dungeon will then have those bad boys go over into it. But what is interesting though is what's funny is generally companies that do have like that those clauses, they offer you like a ridiculous amount of money. But I think that's what makes it even more, you know, troubling, is because they are offering you a lot of money. So it's like, what are you hiding here? And not to, this will probably like, I'm just going to go crazy right now and pray that nobody watches this, but one of the funniest clauses in any agreement that I've like ever rejected was Jake Clips may never talk badly about the Chinese Communist Party ever. And then it has a little like clause below it, like if Jake would ever do so, which is, or it does not actually Jake, it's Jake Clips, because they always refer to you as your brand name, even though in my email I put like my actual names, because I don't mean to shock a lot of people. My name is actually not Jake Clips. That's not my like first and last name. But it was like, you know, basically that they could sue me to get the money back and blah, be in breach of contract and whatnot. So I always find stuff like that like very frightening. Like, and then I'm always like, why? You know, like, what do you? Well, one, why does the Chinese party, you know, a part of this contract? Like, I get that, you know, Chinese companies, you know, are involved in these types of things, but I guess that's part of like being state owned, is that you can't you could have like weird things in the contract like that. But that's why I don't take a lot of sponsors, because they have a lot of weird things in there like that. And I like to keep my options open, you know, like not that, you know, one day you're going to whip out the stream and I'm just going to be smack talking the Chinese government. Like I'm going to be like, you know, they're a bunch of silly gooses. They're a bunch of, you know, I don't know, like a bunch of little silly billies over there. You know, I don't want to ever feel, you know, hand tied, you know, by, you know, anything like that. Like I like to be free, you know, to talk about whatever I want. Even though I am like a positive person, like I don't want you guys to ever jump on my stream and feel sad. It's not like I'm ever going to be like, the world is doom and gloom. There's no hope. ESO is dying. There's nothing left. Just quit the servers now. Let's all move to a better game like Star Wars The Old Republic, you know? Like I'm not that type of person. One, because I always feel like that type of stuff is like 99% of the time clickbait, and two, I don't want you guys to feel sad. Who wants to feel sad while playing video games or like thinking about their video game characters? Like there's plenty of sad stuff that goes on in the like the actual world. Part of which is caused by the Chinese Communist Party. Well, I just broke that contract that I wasn't going to sign. And you guys shouldn't you shouldn't feel sad, you know, when you're, you know, getting excited about playing. Let's play Minecraft together. I actually don't have Minecraft, sadly, Michael. But I do have a lot of friends that play Minecraft. You could play it with them. But whoever asked about Harry Potter earlier, Harry Potter is really fun. I've been enjoying it. I actually finished the main story. I had to finish the main story because my friends, because I was teasing them, they were going to get back at me by spoiling the ending. So I had to rush to get to the ending to make sure that I knew what the ending was before they spoiled it for me. If you want to feel sad while playing a game, play Elden Ring. That's probably fairly accurate. I'm not an Elden Ring player. I'm not usually a fan of games like Elden Ring, just because I prefer like more social games like MMOs or games that you could play like with your friends. But I certainly respect people that play Elden Ring. It's like Dark Souls. Like I used to play Dark Souls when I was younger, but then I, you know, when I started to work a stressful job, I didn't want to come home and play games like, you know, Elden Ring and, you know, games like that. You know, I wanted to feel this emotion called happiness. And I noticed that, like, you know, you sometimes feel that, like, after you defeat a boss. But it's generally nicer to not have those negative emotions, you know, after you get home. Thank you for the follow, Jadel62. Out of curiosity, though, if I was to make like a video like on a new channel, like which video would which do you think is the best opener? Like a video on how much I made in my first month on YouTube, a video on like how much sponsors offer to pay me, a video on what's another good one? A video on how I got my cat who's sleeping right here. You can't see her, she's off screen right now. Which is surprising. Usually when I like load up the YouTube and I start talking, she's like, "You talking to me? You sitting here talking to me? Can I headbutt you in your microphone?" But I always feel like sponsors are like such like a ooh ah, you know, type thing. Watched your Undaunted Keys farming guide. Is it still a good way to get gold? 100%. Although I would wait until they put something back into the opal, or the not the opal, but just the monster set shoulders, because there's not currently one in there. Thanks for the follow, Big Bird with a beard. Almost read that too quickly, and you almost became Big Bird with a bread. Which would make sense, because birds, bread, you know, kind of makes sense. Thanks for the follow, Mbungard82. Mbungard82? Listen, you guys already know how I pronounce the word motive, so, like, really, you know, don't have a lot of faith in me when you guys subscribe and follow. Makes sense to me. Also, fun fact, when I was like negotiating my first contract with like a sponsor, I didn't know what to do because I kept like Googling things like how much should YouTubers charge? Like what's a fair rate? You know, like what should you do? Like how do you know if a product is good? You know, like I was like doing all this research. Nobody ever wanted to just say, "Hey, here's how many views I get on a video, here's how much I charge." Nobody ever says that, and it drove me insane. Because it's like, just tell me an equation. Tell me the math. Like are we afraid that they're gonna like get upset at us? And I wouldn't be like X sponsor gave me X amount, but it's good to have like a general idea, you know. Plus, like as viewers, I think it's fair for you guys to have a general idea, especially if it's like, you know, obviously you're being paid, you know. Do people actually even play Raid Shadow Legends? I'm pretty sure that they just pay enough YouTubers every year to sponsor them that they have a constant influx of new players, you know, to keep it running. This is just me being upset that Raid Shadow Legends hasn't reached out to me yet. That's what this is. But it's just frustrating as like a content creator to be like, hey, how do you know... And then, fun fact too, I had to make an invoice, which was a whole thing in and of itself too. Like, you ever had to make an invoice before? Like, that shit's kind of complicated, not gonna lie. You gotta like, you know, put on things like they're like, hey, send the money here. You know, you feel like a mob boss. Like, you know, put the money in the bag. Send it to this account number. You know, you feel like a crypto scammer, you know, where you're like, here's my account number. Here's my wallet. You send this in the middle of the night, and I'll make you an ad. We'll get something going. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Also, I thank you guys for sticking around, considering all that I'm literally doing right now is just putting furnishings down to try to save my my bank space currently. That's such a cool item. I wish I had like a place to put something like this in my main house. Sad. But going back to kind of your question, Michael, about undaunted keys, what I would suggest to you is just save the undaunted keys until there is like a good style shoulder in there. Some style, not all style shoulders are created equally. Like some of them just look more badass. When appraising items, right? You have to do what's called the Jake Clip Badass test. And this could be accomplished in two ways. You have to ask yourself, does an item look good? It's important, very important. And then how long has an item been available? For example, some items that have been out since the game has been released might still score high on the badassometer, but they've been out for a long time, so you got to drop their value a little bit because some people may have them. I need to go through my bank and pull every furnishing out of it and start selling the stuff I don't need. You see, I would sell some of this stuff, but I just don't want to, you know? Plus, unfortunately, a lot of it was probably purchased with crowns, like these little banners. See, I'm pretty sure these came when you like got the little Daedric relics that were like attached to it. So yeah, I have all these little banners of all the little Daedric princes. Almost have all of them, honestly. And then I have the little jester flags. And these Vivek ones. I have those trunks too, and they have furnishing items in there, so I'm kind of scared to like think to myself. But I have a lot more items in here, so I feel like if I... Is it not this? Oh, those are not the same banner. I'm like, wait a minute. Those are two separate banners, though. There's so many banners in this game. Oh my goodness. I think this is one that you get from an achievement or something with Tales of Tribute. They just keep coming. Oh, and I guess the final thing that I kind of look for when it talks to like sponsorship. So there's actually two other things that I consider too now. So anytime that I'm like thinking about doing a sponsorship, I try to think to myself like, what could I do to give back? Because if you guys have to sit through an ad sponsorship integration, like you guys should get something in addition. So I'm like ironing out a potential deal. We'll see if they agree to it, where basically if the product is good and if we go through with it, every single sale commission that I get, I give back something to you guys. And then another one is very similar, where instead of like them paying me in straight, like cash, I get a bunch of like things that I can send to you, like merchandise, because it's actually a merchandising, like a video game merchandising company. And I think it's cool, instead of me just giving you guys like, well, money, imagine you guys can get either money, or you can have like a box of things, or like a gift card or something. It's more interesting ways to like give back to you guys, because at the end of the day, like, I still work full time. It's nice for to be to give back, as opposed to just like hoarding it, because they do pay me to work for Child Protective Services and place children. They do pay me to do that. So I want to always give back as much as I can, because I think it's just what's truly fair. And I'm just trying to think of creative ways to do it, because I do think that it's a bit tacky to just be like, hey, here's your cash. Because that's that's what I do right now. Like, if you win your comment, or, in the next month we do 3 giveaway drawings, a subscriber, a random comment, and then the funniest comment. And essentially, you're just getting money, which I always feel like is a bit tacky. Like, anyone that's ever gotten money on Christmas, it just feels a bit like, oh, thanks. This doesn't really cover what I spent on your gifts, so thank you. I'll recoup some of my money here. It just doesn't feel like very, personable, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. So I'm trying to think of creative ways that I could do it a bit differently, But it's hard because, like, we're, like, say I was, like, a channel that opened, like, Pokemon cards, then I could just mail you guys Pokemon cards, because the assumption would be is that if you're watching a YouTube channel dedicated to it, you have some interest in it. But it's difficult for ESO because we all play on different servers. Like, if you guys could just all buy Xboxes, I could just buy you guys like little merchants or little things for your houses and whatnot. Something a little more personable. But it's tricky because I can't really do that, So I'm trying to think of ways around that problem. So if you guys have any ideas, please let me know, because I am desperate to try to like be more unique with it. I always want to be different and unique as much as I can. Plus, I don't try to run this like a business. This isn't like Jake Clips, Incorporated, International. This is just a guy who does this for fun, and then his friends assist him, and then you guys watch it, and we have a fun time together. This isn't like a oh, if I put this money over here towards taxes, and then if I reach out to this person and get da 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 da, and then da da da, like it's not like that. It's the opposite. Oh my gosh, I have so much things. If I was if I was to win, you could just let me just run through around the house and pick up a furnishing. The only thing that sucks with that is it's hard to distinguish like what's a crown furnishing and like what's not a crown furnishing, but that would be much cooler, Oh, please, for the love of all that is holy, tell me that my inventory is almost... I just need my bank to just be a little bit cleaner. That's really what I need. Good morning, Jake. How's it going? Traxar D. We were just talking about YouTube and sponsorships and stuff like that. Because I think when I make the channel, those would be some of the videos that I make first. Is like, how much do YouTube channel sponsors offer me? And then, like, what do I generally reject because it feels a little odd? And then, like, how much money did I make in my first month of the YouTube? Like, my first month being monetized, what did I make? Inventory management, true end game. Yes, it is. Do a J. Hart Ellis and set all your luxury stuff in a house for giveaways. You see, what sucks with that though is like it's cool, and trust me, that is a very cool idea. Like, I mean, how many of you play on like Xbox and A? Because even if you played on EU, like, yeah, you could come pick up a furnishing, but are you just gonna like have like the little starter house that you can get for like free, and then just throw like my one furnishing that you got, in there? Like, as cool of an idea as I think that is, and don't get me wrong, it's cool. I just worry that it's not, equally fair. Xbox and A here though, he says. So I mean, there are some of you, but I try to be as equal as possible. That's like when I do the giveaway drawings. I mean, it's every comment, as long as it didn't get deleted for spam. So as long as you're not trying to sell us a porn bot, you're pretty much entered. Well-earned inventory. I would love to get rid of some of this shit, but like, as you can see, like this for example is bound, and I have no idea why this is bound. I mean, like this isn't though, but there's no like easy way to like, if there was an easy way to like classify what is or isn't bound. And this is why I haven't gone into the old furniture selling yet, because I just don't have like an easy way in to like distinguishing them. I don't know why that word was so hard. Hey chat, question. I have a 12 NR code for a pet, but how do I claim it? What is it? I don't know what that is. If you're talking about claiming something, I believe you just go into redeem code here, and then you can plug it in here. This is if you were to go up to the tippy top to Crown Store and then scroll away to the bottom and hit redeem code. I've never had a code to redeem because I've never been cool enough, but good for you. Got yourself a code. Oh, our inventory is this bound too? Like, there's really no rhyme or ooh, now we're in combat pets. Okay. I think these are also items that are across all houses. We'll just slap these down. Whew. What's gonna be really cringy though is if I do make a second channel and I do videos where it's like me, I have to like do those cringy thumbnails where I'm like, or like I'm like, with my YouTube money, and then it's like question mark dollars. Oof, I shudder at the thought of having to do that. But I've always wondered it, Please don't do those thumbnails. I don't think I could, because one, like, how do you take those photos, like how do you like make that face? Do you just like set up a camera and then you like video record yourself and then you just make a bunch of faces, then you screenshot the video? I have no idea. I don't know what I'll do for a thumbnail. I have no idea. I was gonna do the video, and I had planned. So my story about how I got a cat, right? I had planned to hold her up like Simba from The Lion King, and like do a thumbnail like that. But I also don't know if she would like to be held like that, because she sometimes likes to be held, but more often than not, if she is doing like that, she just likes to stand on my shoulder and then like walk around with me, which if I could get that on video, that would be adorable. So I actually bought a tripod today to try to like get some things like that. Make some with like Midjourney or something. What is Midjourney one of those AI programs, K-Pro? I'm gonna write that down actually in my notes. Midjourney. Can you purchase items from the ESO Crown Store for others like on console? Yeah, you can. You can gift people stuff. I am not a huge fan of like those like cringy thumbnails. They work so well. It's like taken out. Oh, okay. So like spits out an image. Okay, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'm not the best thumbnail maker. I mean, like, let's realistically look at some of the old Jake Clips thumbnails. We should pull them up here as like a little blast from the past. Hang on. Hang on. This was like the olden days. I actually still need to remove these from my playlist because like some of them are just bad. How many videos do I have? Where are the old videos? Come on. Alright, let me see if I can get you guys set up to see this. Somebody is like setting off their smoke alarm. Alright, don't panic. I just have to set this. Well, that's not the right thing. That's my, what is this? Don't panic, everyone. Video capture device. Windows capture device. There we go. Sorry, it's like, this program is like very weird. Alright. So these were my old YouTube thumbnails, and I thought this was like genius, you know. Let me zoom these in. Like, I thought that these, you know, I thought this was the shit. It was not. But to be fair, like, this was all like self-taught type stuff. These are actually all still public. I thought I unlisted these. No, I guess I kept some of these up because these are, like, this one explains like overland sets. I'm actually, now that I remade this video, I'm actually gonna unlist this one because I made a new player guide, so I'm gonna unlist that. Gold guide. This one I should just retitle as my first video. Like, look at this. This is so cringe. He doesn't even have a long title. This guy doesn't know that the more keywords you put in your title, the more views you get. I was so cringe back then. I actually did end up redoing some of these thumbnails. I don't think any of these are. Oh yeah, like this one. So like one of the most viewed videos I have is like the 5th video I ever made. And this is my lowest percentage of likes to dislikes. I thought I was onto something when I was talking about the UI interface. Oh, you guys can't see it because I think it's zoomed all the way over, but you guys can see that. Oh, it cuts off. But the UI interface video is at like a 73% like to dislike ratio. This is my worst one. It's on, no, it's not unlisted. I should, at some point, I just want to like unlist a lot of these. Like, you can see some of these are unlisted just because it's like, they either weren't good or just, you know, they're just outdated these days. But you can see the thumbnail style. Even like the ESO all motive like video, even that's like one of my old thumbnail styles. Look at this, Gold Guide 2021, my first video. You can see I snuck it in there because I actually made this video December 13th of 2020. And then I was like, you know, what's hilarious though is a Scrib Jelly farm got 7,846 views, but a Gold Guide got 2,046 views. I don't really fully understand, like, what was the, you know, I don't understand that really at all. Here, I'll like pop it in for you guys so you can see it. But yeah, I have no idea why the Gold Guide video did so much better. Even like the Alchemy Farm video did better. Like, some more, almost double the amount of people were more interested in the Alchemy Farm than they were about a Gold Guide. So truly, ESO makes no sense. Good afternoon, Queen. You might piss off some of the YouTube creators. Oh, make an ESO thumbnail meme video. Yeah, we should. I mean, I would probably be one of the people who deserves to be memed. I give you props for your outro. I haven't seen anyone on ESO do one like that, and I stay to the end just to watch it every time. Do you the Wes Johnson one, or like where I ramble after the like post outro? But yeah, I actually, doing that early on I think was a good idea. And I usually don't give myself a whole lot of props for anything I do as a YouTuber because I'm like not really a YouTuber. I'm just kind of like a guy who plays ESO and then, like, you know, kind of haphazardly throws some videos together sometimes. So I do actually like when I had made that that decision. I think all this stuff doesn't count. Also, fun fact, because I just found this out, so you can actually gift items from this too. So a really weird example of this is like wherever the transmute station is, it's like somewhere in here. You can actually like gift this. Like you can gift everything in here. And what's weird is some things are cheaper from the Crown store in here than they are in the actual Crown store themselves. So keep in mind that this is all giftable as well. Just as a little 411 for you guys. Like if you're like, hey, this music box, let me send I own this music box? I have one in my... That's weird. That is something I would own apparently, because I have no control over my own character's personal finances. Thank God I don't live my life like I live my ESO character. The other thing I wanted to ask and talk to you guys about, music. During live streams and videos, how do we feel about music? Do you guys like the little, like, you know, musical entendres throughout videos? You guys like, you know, like, I'm not a huge fan of music. What are you guys' thoughts about that? I appreciate all your content, says Queen. You always do a wonderful job. Thank you. I appreciate that. Some of my older videos, I'm kind of look back and I'm like, oh my god, what was I doing? So I appreciate that. Cheers for the reminder that I need to put the new music box out at my guild house. Any time, Dave. I was gonna say any problem, but that doesn't make any sense. I like the music, but I was thinking like there's live stream music and then there's video music. Do you guys think that music is just kind of always good? But I the only thing I don't like sometimes, I don't like silence. So I think sometimes that can be a bit intimidating as like a content creator. So I think that music sometimes like helps fill that void, so you don't feel like you have to constantly keep rambling. I don't personally think that I have that problem because I talk a lot, and I always feel like I keep, you know, there's a lot of sound going because of that. Although right there in that second when I was drinking water, you guys didn't hear anything, you know? There could have been a song they're playing. You guys could have listened to that instead. I love the talking, LOL. Thank you. Yeah, see that I got my hair cut for you guys too? You could do a loop of your cat meowing for background noise. It would probably drive her insane. Oh, you do not have the silence problem. Handsome. Actually, I was just bored. So, like, what they don't tell you about working for Child Protective Service, this is a whole tangent. So, like, a lot of times you go places and you are stuck between one thing and another thing. Or you might be doing something where it's like, well, such and such person gets home at such and such time, so I now have to, you know, wait until blah, blah, blah. That happens all the time. So I actually just got my hair cut on my lunch break, which always feels weird because anytime I take like a lunch break that's like not from 12 to 1, I'm always afraid that people are going to see me and be like, why are you getting your hair cut right now? Or why are you shopping at Target right now? Or are you buying groceries during the lunch or during the work hour? And it's like, yeah, I'm taking my lunch. Thanks for the subscription, Grumpy Moose Gaming. Good to have you. What style of music? I truthfully don't know. I wonder if I have my, hang on. I don't know. No, you guys wouldn't be able to hear it because I don't have the audio play through the thing. But I used to have my old outro where it's like, do 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 do. It was such like a happy song, but I don't think I have it anymore. I need to freaking unlist more of these videos though. Oh, some of these are just so like weird, you know. Ramble on, no music. I'm thinking more so for like videos though too. Like live streams are also like a totally separate beast, you know. Hey Jake, just realized I wasn't subbed on your YouTube. Well, thank you for subscribing. Statistically, 35% of you guys are not subscribed, so make sure to hit the subscribe and then hit the bell and then like all the videos and then give me your firstborn child. I mean, what? Actually, I'm curious. Oh, it doesn't tell me. I was curious if it actually told me like how many people like watching right now weren't subscribed, because I can see my thingamahoosin. Like I can click through on them. I can see. You silly billies. Did you know that? So, actually, of the people watching right now on YouTube, not to throw you guys under the bus, but 72.8% of you are subscribed, right? But 27.2% of you are not subscribed. You're watching my live stream right now and you're not subscribed? Are you a silly goose? What is this? I'm just messing with you guys, obviously. The majority of you guys are obviously like subscribers. That's probably how this was recommended to you, you know, because that would make the most sense. And my live streams actually have like really good like ratios now that I'm looking at it. I'm always nervous that like I'll say something crazy on a live stream, you know, not like PewDiePie type crazy, but like I'll say something that like, you know, I'll say like furnishing is the true end game, and then I'll get like mass disliked by like, you know, all the people who, you know, actually do trials. Oh, I'm just kidding. Get him, Jake. As someone working in child services, I'm sure you don't want our children. This is true. I do not. Also, at Texas Chainsaw, I just unblocked your comment. I don't know why subscribe, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. He was blocked. But I appreciate it. I unblocked it. Sometimes I don't understand my filters. Just grabbed for the Druidic stove today. Pretty cool. Only took about 2 hours. What is that third person snitching? What do you mean third person snitching? And then he's one of the good ones. Thank you. And you have enough of them already during the day. Ah, I got you. Yes, I have way too many, and I deal primarily with teenagers, and teenagers make little silly goose decisions, and I can't deal with any more silly gooses. Actually, I was thinking that that was going to be what the second channel was going to be named, so I am terrified to use my like actual name because I thought about using my last name. Because you guys can see my last name, that's fine because you guys are the cool ones. Like, you know, like somebody pointed out to me in a video that like it shows my name like when I like showed this screen. And I was like, that's fine. I have no problems if you guys know who I am because you guys are all the homies. My fear is I don't want freaking families or coworkers Googling my name and then it popping up. They'll be like, wait a minute, he's a YouTuber? What in the hell? No wonder he's always coming in with all this merchandise. I'm just kidding. Like that's more so my fear. So my thought was I was gonna name myself and the second channel as like Jake and then space SGS for Silly Goose Squadron. That was gonna be the name because it's like somewhat of an attachment, but not to where like you couldn't like people who know me wouldn't just search like Jake and then SGS. And I don't think I'm able to be popular enough to where you just put in Jake and then bam, it's like, wait a minute, I know that man. Although I have had the existential thought too of like, I have a really good working relationship with like everyone that I'm open with, foster parents, biological families, youth in care, youth out of care. I don't really think that any of them would even be upset to see me on, like, I don't think anyone would write any hateful comments. Orlando Dreamer says, hi there, Jake. Just subscribed and signed up to your channel not too long ago. Question, are you on Twitch? I am on Twitch. It's Jake Clips ESO because some little silly Billy, probably me who lost my password, took Jake Clips. So I lost that name. Yes, the merch idea. Squadron of armed geese with a derpy face marching into the sunset. I have thought about like a background idea too, because I was thinking like I'll use like my face, you know, just like staring off into the sun with a bunch of flying geese behind me as the logo. Also, thank you, by the way, Orlando Dreamer, for the channel membership. I also bought M&Ms like not that long ago at Target, so I'm gonna like awkwardly go get those M&Ms. If you guys could just entertain yourself for like 30 seconds, I'll be back. Evie is like right here. She will also entertain you guys. Also, she'll probably headbutt the microphone. Thank you, Carolina is my home. For the Twitch follow. I'll be back in 1 second. So, not to out myself here, but the M&Ms where it like has the multiple package, like different types of M&Ms in it, is amazing. I love these things. You're awesome. Did it for me. Haha. I appreciate you, Orlando. Especially as we were talking about earlier, I'm not really this professional YouTuber type. I'm just kind of like some dude with a camera who made ESO videos. I mean, do we remember my first ESO video? It was it was something. Actually, you know what? Here's an interesting experiment. Do you guys want to see my first ever YouTube video? Do you want to watch it live here? While I eat my M&Ms? Not like the whole thing, obviously, but you just want to hear the difference in audio quality. What they don't tell you about being a YouTuber is that it's like 90% trying to balance audio, and then the rest is like, you guys can definitely see my search history. So like angry cops, because I was looking to send one of the videos to my dad about where he does the barracks lawyer. My parents were in the military. ESO, the Ukraine war, forget horse heresy. I was on a Warhammer kick, and then ESO marriage, and then I did myself. Hang on. Let's just look at my channel, you know. Look at this. Look at this absolute silly Billy. Hang on. Can I like past live streams, created playlists. You look at my YouTube homies too. Events and updates, questions and more, how to turn it to gold. Where's my actual gold guide? Thank God there wasn't anything weird in here. I mean, you could tell that I'm a Warhammer fan, so hopefully that doesn't out me as some weirdo. Alright, gold. I also am punching this in with my controller even though I have a keyboard right next to me. Doesn't that make me feel like a dummy? Alright, oh my gosh, I have way too many gold guides. Oh, hang on. I don't know if I can listen to this. I might have to like mute my own television.
Hello everyone and welcome to my first
Here.
Monster spill? Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
The one and only Adonis Creed, former heavyweight champion of the world. 3 years ago.
When I walked away from boxing, I walked away with some unfinished business.
Hello everyone and welcome to my first fucking ESO video. I hope for the love of God you can say fuck at least once, not twice, without completely screwing your channel. But let's get right into it. So the goal with this video versus probably everyone else's ESO Gold making guide videos is that I'm going to show you where all the value is in the items in Elder Scrolls Online, because the issue that I've seen in a lot of YouTube videos is that everyone shows everyone one singular set, everyone grinds that single specific set. We all know the set, we all know Mother's Sorrow. We know that everyone goes there. The flame stats have gone from 120k down to 60k because everyone's putting it on the YouTube. Everyone thinks that they're a genius for growing and grinding this single spot. So I want to show all the new players and even the players who are coming back. So the ESO is a game like Destiny 2 where you can come in and out of, and you don't have to play consistently. I want to show you guys where the value is, what you can do, what you have that has value, and what you can just kind of sell in the meantime, and how to get into some trading guilds, because I think a lot of people feel kind of overwhelmed. They don't know who to talk to, they don't know how to get into it. So I'm just going to give you kind of a basic guide on what items have value, where we can go to find some of those items, and probably even just what you have in your inventory that's worth something and what you can do with those items to get some value. And that's my goal for today. So we're going to kind of break this up into some different pieces. We're going to kind of go first just in a basic scenario about guild traders, how you use them, which ones are worth it, what's your play style, if it's worth your play style to join some different trading guilds. Then we're going to kind of go into some different methods, different sets, which clients.
Yes, I do have a guild, Carolina. It's the Brick Squad. But yes, this was my audio quality. If you guys are actually curious as to how I recorded this, oh, and thank you by the way for the subscription, Captain Wiseman. I'm actually trying to remember what my outro was. We'll skip to the outro. What was I saying? I actually recorded my audio so this is how I made this video, right? I took a bunch of ESO game clips, and then I like saved those game clips to my phone because I didn't have really a computer back then. Thanks for the Twitch follow, or yeah, Twitch follow, Kelly Endra 12. So I took a bunch of ESO game clips and then I like saved them all to my phone in the Google Drive, and then I put them on KineMaster, and then I just talked into my phone like this. And I was so nervous to try to like be different and unique and like be, you know, like, you know. So I was like, let me just swear right away. Which is a stupid idea. And for obvious reasons. One, I don't know how the video is still monetized, because I would have thought that probably because the audio quality is so bad they don't register this as being a swear word, because it sounds like I'm talking into a fishbowl. I do like Warhammer. Warhammer is pretty cool. What would you pair with Heartland Conqueror training trait? Mother saw a lot of Julianos, or I actually use Twiceborn, Renee, not because I think that Twiceborn is like a ridiculously OP set, but having a second Mundus Stone just means it's like universally nice amongst like all characters. So like you could have the training gear on like a mag character, and then you can switch it over to a Stam character with no problem. And let's do what the outro was. Order's Wrath is also a good shout too. Am I still at this house? Did I come back here? Pretty sure this is the same game clip. I like went around, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Alright. Where's the outro? I'm gonna turn the volume back on. Let's see if we can find the outro.
Specific guides that you guys want, just let me know. I'm more than willing to make any guide that you want. I'll try to keep those guides a little more shorter and a little less broad. Even if you guys want just singular money making guides, like the fastest way to get alliance points, the fastest to convert it into. I know this has been more of a general guide, and I apologize for that, but if you want specific guides, I'm more than willing to make them. Just put a comment in if you guys want me to make a new character and flip as much gold as I can, and you guys want to follow that story so you can do it on your characters from level 1. Let me know, and I can do that too. My content kind of from here really just depends on what you guys want to see, and just let me know, and I will make it for you. Alright everyone, thank you for watching my first video.
Okay, I guess there is no outro. I didn't think I'd get that far. I just didn't have one. I was like waiting, I was like, alright, there's gonna be an outro here. I'm trying to think of another. There's some of these should have had an outro. Hang on. What's an older video? This is an old video right here. Hang on.
No flip, no cap, no mess. Just
I also can't believe I made almost a 40-minute video. Do you guys remember this intro? My friends used to make fun of me so badly for this intro, and I made it and I was so proud of it. So where'd my water go? There's my water. Please enjoy this intro, because I thought that this little jingle was the shit.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about something near and dear to my heart.
Alright, so that wasn't like, you know, as rambunctious as my other openings, but we hadn't gotten to the what's going on YouTube, you know, type opening yet. That was I can't believe this was like back when I also struggled to like cut clips, so like it was easier for me to just like make like one long clip. The good old days. Hang on, let me see which outro I had. Oh, this outro. I remember this one. Hang on. This one was cool.
This is so long. I'll try to trim some of the pieces off because this is long. Thank you guys for watching, and I stream this.
me that that's not a catchy jingle, you know? Like, that to me seems pretty catchy, you know what I mean? I got signed out. It definitely grabs attention. Are you talking about the video volume? Yeah, don't worry, I'm done with the videos. I apologize if there was like an audio difference between the two of them. Your current intro and outro are great. Thank you. It was fun. It was definitely unique. Remember back when I didn't know anything. Not to say I know a lot now, but I know a little bit more. What does my bank look like? It was capped before we started this adventure of bank space. Oh, 298. Thank you, Lord. Oh my goodness, that is phenomenal. I have bank space now. This is amazing. And now my character space is back too, because those of you who don't know, I carry like a ridiculous amount of sets on me. Like, this is how many heads I have, this is how many chests I have, just because like you never know and you might need to like switch it up to like crafty Alfique. But I do apologize if the video volume was loud. It was the little blast from the past there. And so we'll show you guys what I was talking about earlier. Do you think your video qualities will be even better in a year? 100%. I think that I'm constantly learning new ways to edit audio, video edit, like what people like, what people dislike. Like we were talking about music earlier, like all that stuff is like things that I'm experimenting with, and I feel like the more I experiment, the more like success I have, you know? If that makes any type of sense. In that, like, you know, the more unique things I try out, like I think that I like find a formula that, like, you know, you guys like. Enjoy watching your stuff. Thank you, Guided Hands. So this is the actual thing we'll be doing. The reason we're not doing it today is because I need some test dummies to tell me about how long the course will take, because I don't know. And I want to like tweak it a little bit. I'm getting a lot of help. Shout out to Stoned Jam and Attack Llama and all his friends that have been helping with that. And I'll shout them out when we actually start doing it. All the people that helped, but it's definitely a very unique thing that I want to do for you, for the you know, the Xbox players, and it'll definitely be a really awesome stream. But I need to have like a general idea of how long it's going to take. Because, for example, if it takes like 4 hours to complete, then I need to make sure that I have like a plan to, you know, entertain you guys for 4 hours, you know, and stuff like that. So that's kind of the plan and the thought process so far for the plan. So I'm gonna have a couple of friends / people that helped build it kind of test it out, see about how long it takes for like somebody going in blind to complete it. That way I could figure out like how much stream activities and stuff that I'll, you know, have to plan for. What I'm planning though too is even if you guys are like watching the stream, you know, when we actually do the actual course, I could do like trivia and stuff, you know, for Twitch and YouTube chat. You know, we can always make it, you know, something for everybody, you know, so there's always things going on for everybody. And you actually raise an interesting question about, do you think your videos would be better in a year? Here's a question for all of you watching between Twitch and YouTube. What do you think that I could do to improve my videos? Is there any specific changes to intros, outros, length, video cuts, information, anything that you think would make the videos better at this point. Like any tips or suggestions that you would have, as I kind of look to increase my quality. More cat is a good suggestion. About 90% of the time, you can find her sitting right here, but it's hard to see her. Like if you were watching the video that I did on the golden vendor, you'd see the you'd see her eyes just staring forward. Jake, what would you sell the Druidic Stone Oven recipe? I can't find one in the guild store. I think, are you, TK, are you talking about the thingamahoozamabob? The actual, like, provisioning stand? Because that is a antiquity, so you can't buy it. And I'll show it to you, see if it's the same thing you're thinking of. My cat's sitting right here. You can see me petting her with my right hand. And she's chirping a little bit. And she's doing a thing where she like flops. She like puts her little paws up. Have you seen Artea's videos? She does a good job editing her videos. Maybe steal some techniques from her. I probably misspelled her name. Yeah, I have seen her videos. I thought about like putting in like more memes and video edits and stuff too, so I think I'm gonna start experimenting like that. I think you do a wonderful job. I liked when you were doing trials. Oof, trials. I do enjoy doing trials with friends, but as far as like gear farming and whatnot, I mean, like, I have like the stuff that I kind of need. Sometimes trials can be a little bit stressful. In that, like, if people are messing up, then they'll start, you know, yelling at each other. Oh, my cat's covering her face now from the light. It's a furnishing plan I found in Galen. Because this is the, well, it's up at the top of the stairs, so just hold that thought here real quick. Up here, it's tippy top. This thing. But, if you are looking to sell something, if it's something similar, because this isn't technically a stone oven, you must have something completely different. What I would do is check to see if anyone has sold one recently. So like you could like go down to your history and then check purchases and just quickly fly through and see if anyone's been selling, you know, anything like that. Because you can see like people are selling high aisle stuff, they're selling other like furnishing plan recipes. You could check to see if any are selling. Those Hajaku runes are selling like real well, huh? This is like above market. Now, granted, there's one dude buying all of them, but still, like, for a stack size of 2, 30,506, that's pretty good. If you're looking to turn your stuff to gold, that might not be a bad option for you if you're looking to make gold with your Telvar. But if you can't find it in here, I would just pick a price and just list it up. You know, if it's a purple plan and you think it looks dope, when you're on console, maybe like 300,000, and if you're on PC, maybe even higher, like 600,000. If it's Druidic, it's probably pricey. Last time I saw the plants are being sold, it was $1 mil. I think it will depend. The inflation will depend a lot too on the console you're on. But what my suggestion is just list it for a price that you want, and then just see if you can get it, and then after 30 days you can slowly like kind of taper down the price. Can't wait to get the provisioning table. Yeah, I think it actually is pretty dope. I had a copper teapot in Galen, still can't find a price. Yeah, I'm surprised that there's not more people farming the Galen stuff. Oh, this door is awesome. I love this little door. Well, you can't see the locks from this side because the locks are on the other side, but little locks come down. I'll show you. I don't know why I stayed on this side. Hang on, let me switch sides here. You just then with one of these little razzle dazzle, bam! The locks kind of. Tamriel Trade Depot had it suggested for 4.5 million, I think. I don't know how accurate that was. So it's tricky because like furnishing plans like go down in value the longer they're out, as the more people have them. So you're generally always kind of fighting against the tide of, you know, people having it and not needing it. That's why I don't generally suggest that you farm like old furnishing plans, like the Morrowind plans or whatever to name, you know, as an example. There's a lot of people that wanted them have them. So, but if it has a decent sell volume, I would definitely list it up and see. The other option that you had, oh, TKs, you're not talking about the teapot, you're talking about the Druidic. I was wondering how a teapot could be worth 4.5 million, but for the Druidic, what I would say is like if you have a price in mind, you could always go and actually like post it in guild chat or like zone chat and see if you can find a seller. And then what's nice too about that is if you take that route and say you're offering something like high, like 4.5 million or 3 million or whatever, you can at least get offers from people. And then those offers you can kind of gauge in your head, like how much do you think I could eke out on a guild trader? Part of the problem with finding a good farm spot is finding it, not having it go public. Yeah, I mean, I also kind of struggle with that too, because I find good spots and I'm like, let me show you guys all this spot, and I probably also don't help that conversation because I probably have ruined some spots inadvertently. So I apologize for that, but sometimes it's, you know, I just want my peoples to know, you know. I'm going to start to get ready to cook dinner here though in a little bit and start getting some stuff set up for later in the obstacle course and whatnot, and start having some guys go out and test it. Use oh, and the murder farms, that is so true. I remember where you could use the murder farms. I was never a fan of that method, mainly because I only really play on like 1 or 2 characters, so I didn't like the idea of like a character having like a 200 bajillion gold bounty and then slow selling all the stolen items. But I did appreciate, you know, how good it was. I did not realize that these were turned down. But does anyone have any other final suggestions, ideas, comments, or anything? Or anything that you want to see in the future? So like, you know, if we're opening up this door to this second channel about, you know, seeing how much money I made on YouTube in my first month, how much money sponsors offer me, how much, you know, how the story about how I got a cat. If you're interested in more stories about like either CPS or general stories about YouTube or really anything, you know, I'm definitely able to show you or make whatever you're interested in. It's weird watching both streams. I don't mean to be weird. Hopefully it's not too crazy. Hopefully they're both in the same time period too, because sometimes I've noticed that like Twitch will be like a second ahead for some reason. I still have, if those of you who watch the videos and you heard about the steaks, I still have a bunch of steaks from Target that I still have to cook and whatnot, so I'm gonna be going through them here. I've like gotten so tired of eating just a straight steak that I've like tried to like find new ways to like eat steaks, and now I'm going to be making a burrito with the steak, because I can't just keep having steak, potatoes, and then zucchini. Also, I don't know, a lot of my friends are very anti-zucchini, so I apologize if you guys are very anti-zucchini also, but I'm team pro zucchini. Fajitas would be a good example too, Queen. I was thinking of burrito for today, but fajitas is another good example. I also think like putting in French fries into the burrito is not a too bad of an idea. but we'll see. I'm indifferent on if I'm going to do that yet, because I have like lettuce and cheese and steak, which is sad because that's probably 90% of what I'm going to be putting in there. Marinate the hell out of it before you cook it. I have done that for a couple of them. I do marinate my chicken quite a lot. So I did marinate 2 of the steaks. I have 16, Dave. Well, I have 13 left. It is very hard to eat 16 steaks, you know. So that's what we're kind of crunching through right now. Such a bachelor, Ella. It's true. It is true. But at least we have good food, and they you know, steaks are good. Good healthy living with veggies and salad. I do have veggies to go with it. I'm a huge fan of yellow squash and zucchini. I've frozen most of them, Queen. I should clarify for everyone. Yeah, I don't plan to eat 16 in a 2-week period before they all go bad. I have frozen a lot of them so that that way you know, they're not A, not going bad, and B, I'm not eating actually 16 steaks in like 10 days because my cholesterol levels would probably rise so high that you wouldn't hear from me again. You ended up turning into a cow, pretty much. Really enjoying baked eggs with ham and cheese lately. Quick, easy, and tasty. Oh yeah. If you ever need a quick, cheap meal, just buy like potatoes and then just put stuff in them. Super easy. And they're so easy to make. You just cut them up, put stuff in there, and then you're good. In my defense, though, at least I don't eat out. Like, I don't eat out very often. I do get a lot of coffee in the morning, depending on how early I have to wake up. That's just to get the brain juices flowing. Because I got to be on, you know, my brain has to be firing on all cylinders sometimes very early in the morning. But I am going to get started on making these burritos. Hopefully it looks okay and it comes out okay. I don't know exactly what else I'm going to put into it, because if I was smart, I would have gotten like more things to put in the burrito. I actually feel like a silly goose right now because I only really got cheese and lettuce and steak, which is not like it. I have sour cream too. That's not true. I have sour cream. So, like, you know, that's not bad. Like, that's a pretty good combination of things. Is there an ESO steak cooking recipe? Actually, I can answer that for you. Give me 1 second. Alright, let's see. I'm not seeing one in here, but there's quite a few things. Baked good, seared Nordic barnacles. What in the hell? Venison, elsewhere fondue. What is a seared Nordic barnacle? Hang on. I have the official book out here right now for those of you who can't see it. Alright, well, that's seafood. More seafood. What is with their obsession with all this, like, seafood? Elsewhere fondue is literally... What? What the hell? Hang on. Don't be alarmed here. 1 second. What in the hell is this? I don't know if you guys can see this very well. Like, this is like elsewhere fondue. It's like the tiny... Do you see how big this is? Like, look at the portion size on this. Like, do you guys see this? Am I crazy? And it's like this big. It's
craziness. Hang on, let me see if I can find something that's actually better. It does not look like they have a steak though in here. It looks like we are not seeing any steaks. They have venison. It's kind of close. Looks a bit weird. It's like bread with like, it was like tiny bits of bread with like a little weird drizz on it. I don't think they have steak in here. Zenimax, what are we doing? Goulash? I don't know. Let me make sure I talk close to this mic. Hang on. Yeah, it does not look like there's anything in here. Oh, you can make a Nordic mead though. I'm actually curious how you have to actually look for that. Oh, and he's a cooking channel. Yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't know if I'd be very successful in that. The cabbage biscuit guy. Yes, Texas. I could definitely make a video on me trying out some of these things. I actually, as one of my, if you remember back in the day, I used to have like goals for videos, and one of them was for me to make a sweet roll. I do have that footage. It turned out horribly. Not because it tasted bad, but because I didn't have like the, I didn't have the thing, the little like, sweet roll pan. And I used a plate, like a circular plate. It did not work out great. It looked pretty stupid, but it did taste good. It did not look great. Listen, I will make the channel, and I'll get cracking on the videos. If you had to pick one thing from this cookbook to be made, what would you pick? Is the question. I didn't think you guys would be so jumpy on me doing stuff from in here. I was hoping you guys would be like, look, spiced butter? Like, why? No idea what's in it. You can find it online. Like you can find the actual stuff online, so you guys can pick something. Maybe that'll be one of the challenges and things that I do for you guys, is doing something from this book. Sweet rolls, just to see if they live up. No, I can't do the sweet rolls. The problem, I did try the sweet rolls. The problem is you have to have these like specific tins. Thank you for the subscription, Head Focused. Like you have to have these like weird tins that I'd have to order. I mean, I could do that, but you guys are all saying sweet rolls. Oh, you're killing me. I mean, I do have a tripod now, so I could even record the video easier. I hate all of you. I'm just kidding. Sweet rolls. Gosh dang it. Alright. I'll try it again. I will have to order like the things online. It shouldn't take like a super long time, but I will I'll get cracking on them. Yeah. Then you'll have to mail each and every one of us a freshly cooked sweet roll. Yeah, I worry about by the time it gets there. It'll be like me mailing the pink sauce to people if we start doing that. I make no promises if I'm even better a chef than the pink sauce lady. Porkerloaf, I did see that one actually in there, Grant. Extra frosting. The frosting, so when I did actually make it originally, the frosting actually is really, really good. Sorry, I didn't mean to take it down this path, but laughing so hard. Yeah. No, I do think it's a good idea, especially because, like, we can really do whatever we want there, too. Like, separate channel means we could do anything, so that's what I think is kind of cool. I don't have to worry about, like, it messing anything up, because I can talk
freely. I can make non-ESO related content without worrying about messing myself up in the algorithm. So I think it'll be fun to do. I'll probably post it out later once I can figure out what like symbols and emblems I'm going to use. I'll take a picture of myself and then Photoshop a bunch of geese behind me. I think it should be interesting. The only thing I'm gonna have to try, I think I'm gonna try to get one of those things too, where it's like the little like recorders that people clip to themselves. Because I have to figure out how to record my audio over there, which might be a little interesting, but I can figure that out. That shouldn't be too crazy. But I will have that as a challenge to make at some point. We will have to wait until the tins come in, so don't get your hopes up that we're gonna do it right away. Don't do the meatloaf, it was meh. Honestly, a lot of stuff in here looks like it's kind of like real suspect. Like, a lot of this stuff looks real weird. And I'm surprised that my cat has like been asleep like this whole stream. Well, not asleep, she's just curled up in a ball looking at me. Can't wait, it's gonna be fun to watch. It'd be really interesting if we could figure out how to live stream it, but I don't know how I would do that. That would be really unique. It'd be painful. Maybe. We'll figure something out. But I actually have to go make my burrito now because I got to start throwing the food in the places that it needs to go. So if you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you don't mind subscribing and or following if you are on the old Twitch. And I am going to get cracking on a normal dinner that doesn't require me to utilize a crazy weird recipe. It will probably be very generic, unfortunately, but we will begin practicing on the other stuff for you guys. So again, I thank you guys again for watching. If this has sparked any sort of final comments or thoughts or anything, please put them in the comments below, as I'm always looking for ideas and things to do. Ideally not cooking things, but give the people what they want, and we'll go from there. So thanks again, everyone. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.